I have to say I'm really specific and bitchy if it comes to what I want. My name is Bernhard Hollinger and I'm an electric bass player / composer / multi-instrumentalist and world citizen, I guess. I love to travel and I love to collect sounds and inspirations wherever I go to. I was born in the south of Germany and then actually it all started when I came to Amsterdam when I was 21. Obviously living in Amsterdam is very multicultural, but then also I was traveling a lot within Europe, but then obviously my exchange to New Orleans was a very, very big impact. And from then on I just traveled every second year for a longer period somewhere. So I also went to Latin America, to Chile and Brazil. I used to live for a month in Leipzig also, and yeah, with all the different projects I'm just constantly on the road to collect sounds and impressions. It's really interesting because here in Amsterdam I don't really feel part of a scene because it's so multicultural, there's so many different things going on, and also for electric bass players it's quite tough because there's not really an electric bass player culture. So just not having this electric bass player scene, like when I was in Santiago de Chile, for example, there were 2-3 big bass players and they had schools, and it happened that there were like 30-40 bass players who could play 10 times better than anybody I've seen here, you know, so it's not like that here. So just that lack of happening forced me really into just really trying to develop my own thing. Just doing your own thing is also really tough. So it's nice to have your family, it's nice to have your crew, to have your people you can play with constantly. I was chatting with Rafael Fanoli the other day and he said like, it's all about creating your own scene. So I guess he's right in that sense that it's always about creating your own environment where you feel comfortable. If that is already an existing scene or your own family, it's also nice about Amsterdam. That lack of scene and that push it gives you to just go for your own thing. When I grew up in Ingolstadt, which is in the south of Germany, there was an annual jazz festival happening. And it really got me hooked once I went there the first time, and I was like quite late, actually 17, 18. And I heard about their award to upcoming musicians, so like that was really a challenge for me to just like, okay, I want to get that one. And I did, and 2009 I received this award, and it was really a push for me to create that band, and the first gig was for the awards concert of that award, and it has been 9 years ago. 9 years ago. So since then I just try to push it every year, organize 2-3 tours with new music, record something. It's really interesting because it's a bit my own playground for my own music, and also just to try to bring people together I really want to play with. Throughout the years the constellation always changed also, and it's also really, in a way it really annoys me because you never can relate on one setup. But on the other hand, it's also very symbolic for Amsterdam that people change, the scene change. So it also pushes me into that spot to be really open to whatever people I play with, and to be open and to trust them enough that I know they will interpret my music in a way that I can be happy with that. But I have to say I'm really specific and bitchy if it comes to what I want, which sometimes I hate. But sometimes I'm really happy about having found something I really want, because a lot of times as an artist you're always constantly looking, especially coming from the jazz, you're constantly improvising and just be okay with whatever comes out. But what I learned in my time here in Amsterdam, obviously it's good to have your skills, but I was a lot of times very much attracted by like a deeper layer behind not only music, but it can be anything, like just a deeper sense, a deeper purpose. And that deeper layer is also what I'm going for and what I want with whoever I play in this project. So I'm also very careful choosing my people. I'm very much attracted to like dark, very sentimental But because of this darkness, it's so nice to bring in colors. I like it to play with this contrast. Space is so important also in sound, to give it space, to really affect the people. But on the other hand, also like I'm not, because the people who will listen to it and will be amazed by it, they will be on my side, and the others, yeah, they are missing out. Like, you cannot make everybody happy. And I also learned that the hard way, because usually performing I was always I always try to make everybody happy, especially with my own band. And then at one point I needed 2 days to recover from an evening's concert, because it was so intense for me personally. Because also I was organizing it, I was, obviously you're also the main guy playing. So just relaxing and just doing more your own thing, like, really showed me that, yeah, it's just healthier for everybody.
Yeah. That's really important, yeah.
Yeah, and I totally forgot that a long time. Like, I'm learning that now again, which is very funny, like, because we all have been studying and we all have this period where we just lose ourselves because we need to, whatever that means. And now at one moment you just fall back into, like, treating yourself right and treating other people right and meeting each other on a human level, rather than how many scales you can play how fast. And to, really just be okay with whatever you do and be also okay with whatever everybody else does. Like, it's so spiritual.
Yeah, it's also like, would you recommend people to study music?
Define study.
In an institute?
In an institution. I say so. I would say that it really depends on the type. And it also really depends on the time in your life. Like, for me, I really wanted to study, but I never really came across somebody who was speaking to me. So I constantly felt like I'm fighting against stones who cannot feel me and give something back to me. I was always looking much more for something artistic, like something more like a vision or like a deeper sense, and everything I got. So I was really happy once I finished studying. I had a couple of projects to really survive. And I'm still surviving and just playing shows, which is making me really happy. But then also, like, the real battle now is, in school you learned all those patterns, you just started out thinking what you want, and then you get into this world, and then you're getting totally confused by what you want to do, because you're finding yourself back and you really like that. But that's so artistic that you hardly get paid gigs for that, versus, oh, I need money to pay the rent. Okay, let's play a couple of bar gigs, this kind of stuff. It's not really what I want, but it pays the rent. I think that's the battle for everybody after school then, to really realize, okay, I have developed myself in a way, but now how do I earn money with this? How do I survive with this? And then a lot of people end up taking jobs, and then they rest themselves because they have a job, and then that's something I'm quite scared of, actually, to start a regular job, because I'm afraid that I get just tired, and that I'm relaxed too much on, like, a regular job, rather than pushing myself to keep on getting shows and building that up to a way that you actually get paid for doing concerts, playing your own music. And it's getting there, so I'm really, like, I'm happy, but I'm not the most patient guy, so yeah, that also doesn't help. I like my ears. Sometimes I wish I could treat them nicer, but then I'm very happy that I have them, and I'm very happy that I hear what I hear. I'm always wondering how blind people must hear, because they must have developed that super sense, which must be amazing, but then also quite horrifying as a musician.